For thousands of years, humans have searched every corner of the planet, believing that, eventually, science would explain every living creature on Earth. But what if some animals are still rewriting the rules? Imagine a mammal that lays eggs, yet produces milk. A tiny amphibian capable of rebuilding its own heart, spinal cord, and even parts of its brain. A creature so resilient it can survive the vacuum of space. And deep beneath the ocean, a giant whale whose mysterious clicks may be far more than simple sounds, perhaps even the closest thing to a non-human language ever discovered. These aren't legends, they exist today. Even after centuries of scientific research and astonishing technological advances, many of these animals continue to puzzle the world's greatest biologists. Every answer seems to reveal an even bigger mystery, forcing scientists to rethink what evolution, intelligence, and survival are truly capable of. As we count down 10 of the most astonishing creatures ever studied, you'll discover animals with abilities that seem impossible, hidden behaviors that were only recently captured on camera, and one incredible species that could completely change how we understand communication on Earth. Before we begin, if you enjoy fascinating documentaries about nature, science, and the world's greatest mysteries, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new adventure. And here's today's question. Which animal do you think is the most mysterious on Earth, and why? Leave your answer in the comments before we reveal the list. It'll be exciting to see whether your choice matches our number one. Now let's begin with an animal so unbelievable that when European scientists first examined it, they were convinced someone had stitched several different creatures together as a joke. 10. Platypus, the mammal that still confuses science. Imagine discovering an animal so bizarre that the first scientists who examined it were convinced it had to be a prank. With the bill of a duck, the tail of a beaver, the fur of an otter, and webbed feet built for swimming, the platypus looked as though someone had stitched several different animals together. Even today, more than 200 years later, this extraordinary creature continues to challenge everything scientists thought they knew about mammals. At first glance, the platypus seems impossible. It lays eggs instead of giving birth, yet it nurses its young with milk. Strangely, it has no nipples. Instead, the mother's milk is released through tiny pores in her skin, where the babies lap it from her fur. When hunting underwater, it closes its eyes, ears, and nostrils completely, relying on an incredible ability called electroreception to detect the faint electrical signals produced by the muscles of hidden prey. But perhaps the biggest surprise is that male platypuses carry venomous spurs on their hind legs. While rarely fatal to humans, the venom causes excruciating pain and is now being studied for possible medical breakthroughs. Add to that a genome containing traits shared with mammals, birds, and reptiles, and it's easy to see why researchers remain fascinated. The platypus isn't simply one of the world's strangest animals. It is a living, evolutionary puzzle that continues to reveal new secrets every time scientists look a little closer. 9. Axolotl, the animal that can rebuild itself. What if losing a leg wasn't a permanent injury? What if a damaged heart, spinal cord, or even parts of the brain could simply grow back as if nothing had happened? It may sound like science fiction, but for the axolotl, it's an everyday reality. Native to the ancient lakes of Mexico, this unusual amphibian possesses one of the most extraordinary healing abilities ever discovered, making it one of the most intensely studied animals on Earth. Unlike most creatures, an axolotl doesn't heal with scars. Instead, it can regenerate entire limbs, rebuild damaged organs, repair its spinal cord, and even restore parts of its brain while continuing to function normally. Scientists have spent decades trying to understand how this remarkable process works, hoping it could one day transform human medicine by helping treat paralysis, heart disease, and severe injuries. Even more surprising, the axolotl spends its entire life in a juvenile form, keeping its feathery external gills instead of undergoing the full transformation seen in most salamanders. This rare biological trait, combined with its incredible regenerative powers, continues to puzzle researchers around the world. Despite years of groundbreaking research, scientists still don't fully understand the genetic switches that allow the axolotl to regrow complex body parts so perfectly. Every new discovery brings medicine one step closer to unlocking the secrets of regeneration, proving that this smiling little amphibian 8. Narwhal, the whale with a tusk that still defies explanation. Imagine swimming through the freezing waters of the Arctic and coming face to face with a whale carrying what looks like a giant unicorn horn. For centuries, people believed the narwhal's tusk possessed magical powers, and its rarity made it one of the most valuable objects in the world. Today, science has uncovered part of the truth, but the narwhal still guards some remarkable secrets. That famous tusk isn't a horn at all. It's actually an oversized tooth that can grow up to 10 feet or 3 meters in length. Even more astonishing, it's packed with millions of tiny nerve endings, making it one of the most sensitive teeth ever discovered in the animal kingdom. Researchers believe the tusk may help narwhals detect subtle changes in water temperature, pressure, and salinity, but its full purpose is still being debated. Some scientists think males use it to compete for mates, while others believe it plays a role in communication or navigation beneath thick Arctic ice. Recent drone footage has even captured narwhals gently tapping fish with their tusks before catching them, revealing a behavior that no one had witnessed before. Because narwhals spend most of their lives beneath drifting sea ice in one of the planet's most remote environments, they remain incredibly difficult to study. Every expedition uncovers new surprises, reminding scientists that this mysterious 7. Mantis shrimp, the tiny predator with superpowers, scientists still can't fully explain. At first glance, the mantis shrimp doesn't look particularly impressive. Most species are only a few inches long, hiding among rocks and coral reefs. But don't let its size fool you. This colorful marine predator possesses abilities so extraordinary that scientists continue studying it to better understand both biology and engineering. Its most famous weapon is an incredibly powerful punch. Using specialized limbs that accelerate faster than a bullet, a mantis shrimp can strike with the force of a small caliber firearm. The impact is so fast that it creates tiny bubbles in the water, which instantly collapse and generate a second shockwave. Incredibly, this means its prey is often hit twice, first by the punch itself, and then by the powerful underwater explosion that follows. As astonishing as its strength is, its vision may be even more remarkable. Human eyes use 3 types of color receptors, but the mantis shrimp has up to 16. It can detect ultraviolet light, polarized light, and colors completely invisible to us. Scientists are still trying to understand exactly how its brain processes this flood of visual information, hoping it could inspire breakthroughs in medical imaging, underwater cameras, and next-generation optical technology. Despite decades of research, many questions remain unanswered. How did 6. Giant squid, the deep-sea giant we still barely understand? For centuries, sailors told stories of enormous, tentacled monsters rising from the depths to attack ships. Most people dismiss those tales as myths, but they may have been inspired by a very real creature. The giant squid is one of the largest invertebrates on Earth, capable of growing over 40 feet or 12 meters in length. Yet despite its massive size, it remains one of the least understood animals ever discovered. The reason is simple. It lives in the deep ocean, hundreds or even thousands of feet below the surface, where sunlight never reaches. This dark, high-pressure world is one of the most difficult environments for humans to explore. As a result, scientists spent decades studying giant squids only from specimens that washed ashore or were found inside the stomachs of sperm whales. It wasn't until 2012 that researchers finally captured the first footage of a live giant squid in its natural habitat. Even today, many of its secrets remain hidden. Scientists still know surprisingly little about its hunting behavior, lifespan, reproduction, or population size. Some researchers believe giant squids spend most of their lives alone, while others suspect they may gather under certain conditions. but no one knows for sure. Every deep-sea expedition reveals just how little we've explored our own oceans. The giant squid is a powerful reminder that some of Earth's greatest mysteries aren't found in outer space. They're waiting in the darkness beneath the waves. 5. Tardigrade, the tiny creature that refuses to die. Imagine an animal so resilient that it can survive conditions that would instantly kill almost every other form of life on Earth. It can endure freezing temperatures close to absolute zero, scorching heat above the boiling point of water, crushing pressure deep beneath the ocean, intense radiation, and even the vacuum of outer space. It may sound like an alien life form, but it's actually a microscopic animal known as the tardigrade, often nicknamed the water bear. Measuring less than a millimeter in length, the tardigrade appears harmless under a microscope. But when its environment becomes too extreme, it enters a remarkable state called cryptobiosis. During this process, it loses almost all of the water in its body, slows its metabolism to nearly zero, and essentially pauses life until conditions improve. Months or even years later, it can rehydrate and return to normal as if nothing had happened. Scientists have discovered that tardigrades produce unique proteins capable of protecting their cells and DNA from severe damage. These extraordinary adaptations are now being studied for their potential to improve vaccine storage, protect astronauts from radiation during deep space missions, and even develop new treatments that shield human cells from damage. Despite decades of research, many questions remain unanswered. Exactly how these tiny creatures repair themselves so effectively is still one of biology's greatest mysteries. The tardigrade proves that sometimes the toughest survivor on Earth isn't the biggest or strongest, but one of the smallest animals ever discovered. 4. Electric eel, the living battery scientists are still trying to understand. Imagine swimming through the murky waters of the Amazon River when, without warning, an invisible jolt powerful enough to knock down a horse surges through the water. That incredible force comes from the electric eel, one of nature's most astonishing predators. Despite its name, the electric eel isn't actually a true eel at all. It's a species of knifefish that has evolved one of the most advanced biological electrical systems ever discovered. Inside its long body are thousands of specialized cells called electrocytes, working together like tiny batteries connected in series. When activated simultaneously, they can generate an electric discharge of up to 860 volts, making the electric eel one of the most powerful electricity-producing animals on Earth. It uses these bursts not only to stun prey, but also to defend itself, navigate through dark waters, and even communicate with other eels. Even more remarkably, scientists have observed electric eels leaping partially out of the water to deliver stronger shocks directly to potential threats, a hunting and defense strategy that challenged long-held scientific assumptions. Researchers are still investigating how the eel controls such precise electrical discharges without harming its own body, and how its nervous system coordinates thousands of electrocytes with perfect timing. The electric eel has already inspired advances in bio-inspired batteries, medical devices, and soft robotics. Yet many of its biological secrets remain unsolved, proving that this living power plant still has plenty to teach us about electricity, evolution, and the incredible engineering found in nature. 3. Octopus, the ocean genius that continues to astonish scientists. What if an animal could solve puzzles, escape locked containers, recognize individual people, and even use tools, all without a backbone? It sounds like the plot of a science fiction movie, yet the octopus does all of these things in the wild. Often described as one of the most intelligent creatures on Earth, the octopus has become a favorite subject for scientists who are still trying to understand how such extraordinary intelligence evolved in an animal so different from ourselves. Unlike humans, whose brains control most of the body's movements, an octopus distributes much of its intelligence throughout its 8 arms. Nearly 2/3 of its neurons are located outside its central brain, allowing each arm to sense, explore, and even make simple decisions independently. Researchers are still investigating exactly how this unique nervous system works and how all 8 arms coordinate so seamlessly without becoming tangled or confused. Its remarkable abilities don't stop there. An octopus can instantly change the color, texture, and even the pattern of its skin to blend perfectly into its surroundings, making it almost invisible to both predators and prey. It has also been observed collecting coconut shells to use as portable shelters, demonstrating a level of planning and problem-solving once thought to exist only in a handful of highly intelligent animals. Perhaps the greatest mystery is how such advanced intelligence evolved in a creature that lives only a few years. Every new discovery raises more questions than answers, proving that the octopus is not only one of the ocean's most fascinating animals, but also one of biology's greatest unsolved puzzles. 2. Coelacanth, the living fossil that rewrote evolution. Imagine discovering an animal that scientists believed had vanished from Earth more than 66 million years ago, only to find it swimming quietly in the depths of the ocean. That unbelievable moment became reality in 1938 when a strange blue-gray fish was caught off the coast of South Africa. The discovery stunned the scientific world because the coelacanth had been known only from fossils and was thought to have disappeared alongside the dinosaurs. Overnight, it became one of the greatest zoological discoveries of the 20th century. Often called a living fossil, the coelacanth has changed surprisingly little over millions of years. Unlike most modern fish, it has fleshy, limb-like fins supported by bones, giving scientists valuable clues about one of evolution's biggest milestones, the transition of ancient fish onto land. Many researchers believe studying the coelacanth can help explain how the first four-legged animals eventually evolved into amphibians, reptiles, mammals, and ultimately humans. Yet despite its scientific importance, the coelacanth remains incredibly mysterious. Living hundreds of meters below the ocean's surface in underwater caves, it is rarely seen alive. Scientists are still trying to understand its lifespan, breeding habits, migration patterns, and how it has survived with so few evolutionary changes for tens of millions of years. Every rare encounter reminds researchers that some of Earth's greatest discoveries are not hidden in distant galaxies, but in the unexplored depths of our own oceans. The coelacanth stands as a living reminder that evolution still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. 1. Sperm whale, the giant that may have its own language. Imagine living in a world where every conversation travels through darkness instead of light. Thousands of feet beneath the ocean's surface, where sunlight can no longer reach, the sperm whale communicates using rapid sequences of powerful clicks known as codas. For decades, scientists believed these sounds were simply a way to navigate and locate prey through echolocation. But recent research suggests something far more extraordinary. They may represent one of the most complex communication systems ever discovered in the animal kingdom. The sperm whale possesses the largest brain of any animal that has ever lived, weighing up to 20 pounds, or about 9 kilograms. Such an enormous brain has long raised an intriguing question: what level of intelligence does it truly support? Researchers have observed sperm whales living in close-knit family groups, caring for injured members, teaching their young, and coordinating deep dives that can last more than an hour. These sophisticated social behaviors hint at a level of cooperation that scientists are only beginning to understand. Using artificial intelligence and advanced underwater recording technology, researchers are now analyzing millions of whale clicks, searching for hidden patterns that resemble vocabulary, grammar, or even the building blocks of language. While no one can yet say whether sperm whales have a true language, each new discovery brings scientists closer to understanding how these ocean giants share information beneath the waves. If those mysterious clicks turn out to be more than simple signals, they could fundamentally change our understanding of animal intelligence and communication. The sperm whale reminds us that one of the greatest unanswered questions in science may not be whether intelligent life exists beyond Earth, but whether we've been sharing this planet with another form of complex communication all along. From the egg-laying platypus to the giant sperm whale that may possess a form of language, these incredible animals remind us that nature is still full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Despite centuries of scientific discovery, our planet continues to surprise us with creatures that challenge everything we think we know about evolution, intelligence, survival, and life itself. Every expedition, every new technology, and every breakthrough brings us one step closer to understanding these remarkable species, but many of their greatest secrets remain unsolved. Which animal amazed you the most? Was it the axolotl's incredible ability to regenerate its body, the giant squid hiding in the darkness of the deep ocean, or the mysterious clicks of the sperm whale? Let us know your favorite in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the world's greatest scientific mysteries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next documentary. We explore the most fascinating stories from nature, science, history, and the incredible world around us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.